Next week is School Board Recognition Week. And this is where we want to recognize the 7 school board members that have been elected by our community to oversee the school district. Being a school board member is not an easy job. It's a very low-paying job, but is very, very important. The school board makes all the final decisions for everything that happens in the district.
My name is Jane Bunting, and I ran for school board because I believe we're at a real critical crossroads in American education, and I felt that I could make a difference.
Hi, I'm Steinbrecher, and what prompted me to run for the school board is, like most parents with my kids being in the district, I have an invested interest to see that they get the best education possible, and I thought the best way for me to do that was to be a part of the school board to help kind of oversee how everything runs and be right in the mix of how this works.
Hi, I'm Tony Walter. I'm one of the managers for Vision Transportation in Elk River here. And I decided to run for school board because I have a 17-year-old son that's at the Elk River High School, and I want to help make a difference and a change in the education and to help improve everything and give them more opportunities that bigger school districts have and so forth. So it's something that I thought about for quite a while, and when the opportunity came up, I chose to run for school board.
The school board has one employee, and that employee is me. And from my position here is when I work with then with my cabinet and the second level of administrators to operate the district.
I have more than 30 years of experience in business. Most recently, my husband and I own Wayzata Spice Company in Rogers, Minnesota. But I came up through a number of different corporations, leading teams at an executive level in marketing, business planning, and sales. Before that, actually, my first career, if you want to call it a second career, was in teaching and education in general. I was a teacher in Edina Public Schools and a guidance counselor in Robbinsdale Public Schools. I'm fearless in my ability to tackle tough things. I stepped to the plate on this position for just that reason. I'm unafraid of the kinds of things we're going to have to manage, the kinds of decisions that we're going to have to make.
I was born and raised in Nelden. I went through education here, E through 12, and I own a business in Livonia Township that my wife and I operate. And we're a part of the St. John's Lutheran Church up there in Zimmerman and part of the legislative action team for 2 years. And as far as school events, my daughter is 7, she's in the Zimmerman Elementary, and my son is 2. I came to a Truth and Taxation meeting a couple years ago and kind of seen that the legislation issues are really what control the school district. Obviously, funding is a huge, if not the most important, issue to school districts, and I thought that we need to be a good advocate for our school district down at the legislation, let them know what our issues are and how we're inequitably funded in this school district.
My background in transportation will help out a little bit with like when it comes time for routes, any kind of like boundary changes, stuff like that. I know a lot of parents and so forth that have, some concerns and so forth that they've talked to me about, and I figure being on the school board, I can do my best to try and help them out as best I can. At least offer up their ideas and suggestions and see if it is something that the board and the school district can work with and all that. So that's why I'm hoping that my background in transportation will be a big asset to helping with the school board.
We are at in a financial crisis, again in American education. This is not just our district. But we have to figure it out, and we have to figure out how in the world do we fund this very important thing called education for our children. It's not just about spending money wisely, although that's certainly a big portion of it. But I think we need to also search out some opportunities on the revenue side of the house. At an engagement recently, I ran into someone from another school district in the area, and I learned that they had started a foundation that all of a sudden was making money to bring back into that district. And it was a most interesting concept, and I think it's concepts like that that we really have to search for, find, and bring into our district. Let's bring the money to fund the things we have to fund. For example, all-day kindergarten. I happen to feel that the research bears out that's an extremely important thing to do, because the research would tell us that the ability for us to gain achievement at that level goes for years thereafter. And yet we've got some big barriers to bringing that to our district. Well, I think it might be time that we roll up our sleeves and we get going on finding some answers to tough questions like that. I'm a doer. I think we know a lot about what we need to do, but we need to do it. We need a focus, so our strategic planning effort this year is going to be extremely important to us.
The most important things that I want to work on in my term as a school board member is I would like to bring, you know, kind of to get this district from the north end to the south end all kind of on the same page, so to speak. I believe that the south end of the district and the north end have complete different needs and lifestyles as people live, but yet they all want the same education and good education for their kids. And so as a school district, we need to kind of meet their diverse needs, but yet commonly educate the kids together, you know, to provide good, diverse learners. From the finance sense of it, I deal with numbers a lot, so I can help work with that, and kind of a people's person. You know, I mean, I understand what it takes to what people want and how to take that down to legislation and other people and get them to kind of understand what exactly our taxpayers want and expect from our district.
Some changes that I'd like to see happen would be extra programs and all that to help the kids prepare for college more, possibly more work programs, on-the-job training type things, and extra college classes and so forth type things that they could take at the high school to get them ready for their first year at college.
One of the things I like the most is the diversity, and some see that as an issue. I see it as a great, great thing. You see, I carried around for many years a little quote, and the quote said, "We come together naturally due to our sameness. We grow based on our differences." And I think that really is well supported. I'm not just talking about differences in the types of children that we have across the district. I think children are children, but the difference in the backgrounds from which they come, the difference in our staff, the difference in administrations building to building. I think all those things are wonderful, a wonderful launch pad with which to grow together.
When you look at the school district, I mean, I think we have a lot of great teachers and a lot of great students, and I think that if we can put some of these programs back in place that need to be there, I think we'll have just more above and beyond exceptional achievers than we do now. And I think with having over 12,000 kids in the district, I just think that's huge. And you know, I think there's a lot of good mentors and teachers in this district to help provide these kids with a good education.
My favorite thing about the Elk River School District is the variety of different schools that we have for 3 high schools and middle schools, the different type of programs that are offered in each different school, and just all around great people that we have in the district, and the kids are really incredible. 18 years of driving, I know most of the kids, and it's a lot of fun being in this district.
So I hope you join me in thanking and shaking the hands of all of our school board members for the great job they do. Thank you.